Tree Country 1330 WTRE. It's 11:05. We've got Sabrina with Purdue Extension in.
Yes.
It's always fun when you come.
Well, thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad I can bring interesting things.
That's right. You never know what you're going to have.
Yes. I feel like an extension, you get pulled in so many different ways. So, like, I know I've got this today, and then I'm going out to look at ponds, and then 2 days from now I'm teaching elementary students about tomatoes.
I love it.
You know, and we just hatched chicks at another elementary school, so you really get to be all over the place, which is fun.
In my head, when I have a question, I'm like, just call Extension.
Yes.
Because somebody there should have an answer, whether
Somebody
you really
should.
do or not. It, like you just think that's the place for answers.
Right. Yeah. And I enjoy getting the questions. It's been a little bit difficult to keep up with the questions because now they've doubled between Decatur and Dearborn County. So I'm slowly working through it. I'm trying. So have some patience with
Have some
me.
grace.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to call back more than once because sometimes things get lost in the shuffle.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens everywhere. We understand.
Yes.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Yeah, so bouncing back and forth between the two counties, really spent a lot of time getting acquainted with some new roles that come with Dearborn County. So lots of evening meetings. I really did not realize. So Jeff Hermish was the educator down there after he left Decatur County. He moved to Dearborn, and I just did not know everything that he was doing.
What was going on down there?
Yeah, and now it's my responsibility, and I'm learning a lot.
You're getting there. It's
Yes.
a learning curve, right?
Yes, but it's been all good. But definitely still finishing getting adjusted to this new dynamic. So bouncing around, I did some garden programming last week at the Greensburg Bread of Life. So we talked about container gardening and composting, which I love composting.
You do.
Especially the vermicomposting, talking about the creepy crawlies that help us break down our plant material into better nutrients. I moved to my new home back in October,
Yes.
right? And so we're gearing up our garden for the first time in the ground. And for Mother's Day, my husband, it's really not too fancy. He threw up a couple panels or skids.
Okay.
And made like a horseshoe shape, and so now I have a little place to put all my compost. So
Fun.
yeah, it's starting to come together a little bit.
Good deal.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
your worms make it? Do we know?
They did.
They did make
They
it.
overwintered. So, for those that don't know or are just tuning in, last year we talked a little bit about my worm farm that I have. So I use red wrigglers to help break down compost a little bit quicker than a traditional compost bin. And I had been renting, so I was in a place where I didn't have a lot of space to put a big worm farm at. So I used some 10-gallon storage tubs that I bought from the Dollar General. I used a drill to drill some holes in the bottom of those bins for the worms to pass in between the bins and help break things down and move as they need to. And we were curious on if those worms would make it through an Indiana winter, because typically we recommend bringing those tubs inside like a garage or a basement, just somewhere where the temperature stays a little bit more consistent. And what I found was my worms, they huddled together in the very middle of the bin, and they kept each other warm. And I'm not entirely sure how many overwintered. I want to say maybe around 200 survived.
Wow.
And I had about 350 to start.
That's pretty good.
Yes, and they lay eggs in there, so a lot of those eggs have hatched. So this spring I saw lots of little
You're
tiny
like
baby
worms
worms.
galore.
Yeah, we're doing good on our worms.
Worm farming is
So-
successful.
Yes, absolutely.
I
So
love
I'm pretty
that.
pumped about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, have you decided what you're going to plant in your garden?
Yeah, so I started, so I've got some lettuce going, I have some broccoli going, I have some tomatoes and peppers that I've started, and I don't think I hardened them off well enough, so they were looking pretty sad the other day. So I might have to restart with my tomatoes and my peppers, but I have some seeds and things there. And then I have some seed potatoes that I had planted as well. So
Okay.
nothing too crazy in my garden, but excited to
Give it a
kinda,
go.
Yeah, grow it a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, thank you. Have you done any gardening
So I'm
yourself?
working on. I'm not a big gardener.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do the straw bale gardening this year.
Okay.
And I'm doing carrots. That's all I'm doing. I'm being real. I'm just doing carrots.
Yeah.
And the carrots were an impulse buy because
Okay.
I was at one of the stores getting wildflower seeds.
Yeah.
And then the vegetable seeds are right there. And there was a packet of carrots that were multicolored. They're not just orange carrots.
Oh, that's
yes,
neat.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I should
I've heard
have
of like
those.
the purple carrots, and
Yes.
those seem really fun.
Yes, so they're like variety of the purple with like there's like 4 or 5 different colors in them. And I was
Yeah.
like, we're going to have carrots this year.
Right.
So I learned about the straw bale last year, and I
Okay.
did not have the opportunity to do it. So I'm conditioning my straw bale right now.
Good.
Yes.
So how are you conditioning it for our listeners that might not know what that means?
You do a gallon of water a day, and then you fertilize it every other day.
Okay. Yep.
And it's got to be kind of in a sunny spot. So
Yes.
I have a good sunny spot by one of the sheds with the water spigot right there for when the carrots are ready too. So
That's awesome.
we are set up. Will we have good carrots? Not going to count on it, but we're going to
It's
try.
fun. We're experimenting.
We're experimenting.
That's
Right.
awesome.
It's like your worm farm. This is my
Yes.
carrots. So it's good.
And the reason we condition is, one, to help get some nutrients into that bale, but also to help get that bale, it's going to heat up when you
Yes.
first add all that water and all those nutrients. So there's still some microbes that exist in that bale, maybe some nitrogen left over. And so by conditioning it, we're allowing that to basically compost.
Yeah.
And it can
starts
reach
to
up,
break down.
Yeah, it can reach temperatures anywhere from like 140 to 160 degrees.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's really crazy to think about. People wouldn't think about straw bales just getting that hot naturally.
Yeah.
But it's important that we let it go through that process and fully cook. Otherwise, if we were to plant like our carrots or our seeds into it, instead those roots and those seeds and those plants would all cook.
They would cook. That's right. So we're conditioning. So
Yes.
I think another week, we should be ready to.
And are you going to put like soil on top? Because I've heard some sources say to put about 4 inches of
I've heard
compost on
both.
top. Yeah.
So I haven't really made that final decision.
Okay.
But
Well, we'll
I've
have to
heard
check
both.
back in.
And then I was like, which I don't have 2 bales going. I only have 1. But I'm like, maybe I should do 2 bales and do one with
Oh.
the soil and one without, just to
Yeah.
see the difference.
That's really neat.
We would be doing science experiments now.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yes.
One of our listeners, he planted his carrots this past weekend, so
Okay.
he has helped advise me on all the carroting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good.
So
Oh, and I guess one other thing while we're talking about hay bales and straw bales is, one, to make sure that you know where your hay or your straw is coming from, because you don't want to buy something that's going to be full of weed seeds. Now, thankfully, conditioning those bales should help to kill off any weed seeds that would be in those straw bales. But then also, knowing if there was herbicide use on there. Some herbicides can stay residually in that straw and could have some detrimental effects to our plants, and that counts for if you're using it as mulch as well. So just being mindful of where you're getting that straw or that hay from.
have a trusted source.
Yes, a trusted straw hookup.
That's right.
Yes.
Any activities coming up in your Purdue world?
Yeah. So our not really the Purdue world, but the Decatur County
Decatur
world.
County world, yeah.
The community garden is going to be planting this weekend. So hopefully that rain holds off, because I've heard that we're supposed to
I
get some
know.
rain starting Saturday into Monday. So hopefully it holds off, but we'll be starting at 9 a.m. on May 16th. And we'll get everything in the ground. So if you feel like coming out, you don't have to stay for the whole time. I think we'll be out there from around 9 a.m. to maybe like 1 p.m. There will be a food truck there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so come out, hang
out,
out with
have
us,
fun
see
time,
the garden.
plant.
Yes. And we just got a new food stand donated.
I saw that.
Yes.
Yes.
So there was a really awesome community member, Emily Jones, who she said she spent about $20 to put all this together. So she made this really nice looking farm stand. So last year we had a metal shelf where produce could be picked up. Now we have a nice display, and we're probably going to put that in a more visible spot, so it's easier for people to know where to actually get free produce at.
You know, I think it's really cool to look back at last year was the first year for the community garden, and
Yeah.
just to see in a year how much it's grown.
Yes, yeah, it's very exciting. And I think Stephanie with recycling will be on tomorrow, so
I think so.
she's got some more things to share about that garden. And also, we want to mention that we will have our potential rain date will be Sunday. So if it's raining Saturday, we had set it for Sunday, but that might get adjusted. So tune back in tomorrow just in case.
Yeah, the rain's looking for the weekend. So
Right. So hopefully it just holds off on
If
Saturday.
we just get it in Saturday morning, then
Yeah.
a nice shower would be great.
Exactly. Hey, and maybe we just want to garden in the rain. That might be fun.
Maybe so. Go
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Put your hat on, you'll be fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, we're very excited for that. We also got some new raised beds donated as well. So, yeah.
All kinds of fun stuff.
Lots of good stuff going on there.
Yeah, very good. What else you got?
So I have to do a shameless plug, not really Purdue Extension related, but there is another Purdue related group that I'm a part of, which I've been bad. I haven't made it to very many of their meetings this year. I'm going to blame being a new mom
Yes,
on
that's a
that
valid
one.
excuse.
Yeah. But I am part of the Decatur County Purdue Ag Alumni Group, and every year we have an annual golf outing, and that is a fundraising event that feeds our scholarship program. So we have a scholarship that goes to Decatur County seniors that are pursuing a career in agriculture and are going to be enrolled in the College of Ag at Purdue University. So it's a really...
It's a great program.
Yeah, it's a great program. I'm very excited about it. And this year our golf outing is on July 17th. It'll be at 1 p.m. with a free dinner to follow. No, there are meal tickets. It's not a free dinner.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. So you have to buy a meal
Retraction.
ticket. Yep, sorry. I'll take that one back. But there is a dinner to follow. Tea time is 1 p.m. It'll be at the North Branch Golf Course. And if you are interested in buying tickets to participate in that or just to go to the dinner, you can send an email. It is dcpurdueagalumni@gmail.com. Or you can give us a call at the office and I can share that information.
Get them all set up.
Yes. They are also looking for some board members, so if this seems like a group that you'd like to be a part of, it's really fun. We have a couple meetings a year, followed by that golf outing, which is a really fun day. And then, I think that's all I had on that one.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah, we have some cool matching shirts, so you get a cool Purdue Decatur County Ag Alumni shirt, and you get to participate in making a golf fundraiser. So I think it's a lot of fun.
And it goes for such a good cause too for the kids. So,
Yes.
Are you a golfer?
I'm not. I am a golf cart driver.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yes.
Yeah. It looks like it could be fun, but
I have to say, so there's a golf course close to where my father-in-law lives, and my husband's taken me with him and my father-in-law, and I am a terrible driver. I usually am just putting it across the green, and once the guys make it to the putting green, my father-in-law usually has me pick up my golf ball and drop it on the green, and I get to putt it in. So
you know what,
I'm there.
It's just making accommodations for everyone's skill level.
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
all it is. Yeah.
So-
I'm with you on the putting, though. I understand.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun being there. I'm happy to be included.
Yes. But putting's where we succeed.
Yes, exactly. Some mini golf.
I was
I'm
going to
all
say,
about
it
that.
has the mini golf prepares you for that portion
Yes.
of real golf.
Exactly, exactly. Now, driving is a whole other story.
That's a
for
whole
me.
nother problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And again, that date for the ag.
It's July 17th
Okay.
at
very
1
good.
p.m.
Right after the fair.
Yeah, right after the fair. Or I think it might be like in the middle of the fair.
Is it in the middle of the fair?
Maybe.
I think it's right after the fair.
It's probably right after
think
the
it's the
fair.
end,
I've got
yeah.
so many. I've got 2 fairs.
That's
now,
right. When is your
so-
other fair?
It's in June.
Oh,
So
oh.
we're getting real close there. I think it's the 2nd or 3rd week of June.
Okay.
Yep. So
It's
from
coming.
one fair right into the other, and then right after that is state fair, and I help with the cattle shows up there. So it'll be a crazy next couple months, but I love fair time. So I love the culminating event, seeing, all the skill from, in Dearborn County and Decatur County, and then at the state fair just across the state, seeing all those projects that those kids are working on come to fruition.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's always interesting too, like to go through the 4-H buildings at the state fair, because you see every community is different, right? And all the kiddos
Yes.
are different. So you see that reflective in their work, because everything doesn't match and everybody does their own thing. I love that piece of it.
Yes, absolutely. And there's some really talented kids out there.
I'm really jealous of a lot of their skills.
Yes. I love to see the art projects too. I can maybe draw a stick figure, so seeing some of that artwork that they do is just amazing.
It is. So I don't know. Will the state fair kick off on the 2nd this year, maybe?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's really early
I've
in
got all
August.
the dates in my phone.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. I know it's 2 weeks and they're closed on Monday.
There you go.
Yep.
And the Decatur County Fair is now under 60 days until it is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Oh.
things are getting busy in the office, picking up project books, finishing animal quality, livestock training. So all of our kids that show animals have to go through an animal husbandry course and get certified in that. And then tagging dates are going on. So it's been busy in Decatur County.
Let's go, go, go.
Yeah. And I think they're excited to have that new building for the fair this year as well.
Yes. I think it'll be really nice to have all the 4-H projects in one place and you see all of their work in one area. And
Yes.
Yeah. And,
Yes.
and it's air conditioned.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
that is a big plus. Absolutely.
You need a refresher, right?
Absolutely.
You can just pop right in there. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have any events or classes coming up?
So I do not currently.
Okay.
I just finished that container gardening and composting class. I feel like I just went through this big cycle where I had a lot of programs going on, and now they've all kind of come to a close. So I'm doing my final paperwork with that, and then trying to see what I need to get going. There is. If you're interested in Christmas trees, the Mid-America Christmas Tree Conference is doing their annual summer meeting in Dearborn County, and that will be July 17th, 16th, and 17th, I believe.
How
Or
interesting.
17th and 18th.
That is
Yeah.
one thing I love at the state fair. They bring, you enter a Christmas tree into the state fair.
Yes. Yeah, so now we'll have some closer to home Christmas tree events going on. We'll get that approved for some PARP credits as well, specifically the categories pertaining to tree spraying. And so if you're somebody that needs that, I think we'll also have some drone categories there as well. So if you need those points, be on the lookout for that PARP class
in
coming
Dearborn County,
in
right?
Dearborn County. Yep.
Okay.
So we're getting that one started. Thinking about maybe doing some small ruminant classes. So that was the other thing I wanted to make sure I talked about is FAMACHA. So I just had a farmer reach out to me regarding some FAMACHA training. So FAMACHA is an acronym. I should have written down what that acronym stands for. But if you're a small ruminant producer, you've probably heard of it. But it is a methodology to slow the development of drench resistance and barber pole worms of our small ruminants. So that's sheep and goats.
Okay.
So our barber pole worms are a parasitic worm that live in the lining or the stomach lining of our small ruminants, and they can cause severe anemia, and they are starting to have some pretty intense pesticide resistance. So that FAMACHA program, it's an individual scoring system for each animal. So ideally, you're looking at each animal and looking at the mucous membrane, specifically that lower eyelid. You would pull that down and rate it on a 1 to 5 scale, 1 being dark red, no anemia suspected, versus like a very pale color would be a level 5, and that would be a severe anemia rating. So ideally, if they're scoring around a 3, you would want to drench that animal. So rather than drenching your whole herd when some of them might not need it, you're only doing the ones that really do need that. So that can help prevent parasite resistance. Yeah.
Interesting. I was just watching, and they have a podcast. It's a rancher out of Texas, but they have just gone through a really bad round with their sheep having the worms. Yeah. So they've treated, and I think they lost a couple, but because it can get really serious.
Yeah. That's something where, especially where we're at in Indiana, our soil is really good at holding on to those parasites and being a really good environment for them, because, you know, especially right now, our ground is nice and wet. It's kind of warm. So it's really good conditions for those parasites. And so their life cycle, they live in the stomach of the goats, and then their eggs get passed into the fecal matter, the animal excretes, those eggs are then on the ground, and then when they come through and graze that area again, they can then re-ingest the worms, and then the cycle continues. So that's where those environmental conditions are really habitable for those eggs, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so I am a certified FAMACHA trainer. So that means that there are little FAMACHA scorecards that you can use and get. You can only get those if you've gone through a FAMACHA class, so you've been trained in how to use the system, but you'll leave with a little laminated card that you can then use in your herd. You learn about different pesticides that you can be using to help treat your goat herd, how to properly drench, all those kinds of things. So that's something where I'm kind of thinking about maybe getting some classes going.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's an interest for it. I would love to do that. I also have materials in our office that I was so gung-ho when I first got into extension. I bought all the materials to do fecal floats for small ruminants, and I think I've only floated a handful. So I think I've mentioned that once or twice. But if you are a producer and you would like to learn how to do your own fecal floats, get in contact with us, and we can even do maybe some one-on-one training so that you have those tools to then do that on your own property. So you would be counting, eggs that are present in your animal's fecal matter.
Fecal floating.
Yeah, it's a stinky process, but definitely needed.
Very good. So you'll keep us up to date if you decide to pursue that class. But if they're interested in something like that, they need to call.
Absolutely.
So we know the interest is there.
Yeah, as long as I know the interest is there and that it would be worth doing, then I would absolutely love to do that. Same thing, so one of the benefits of taking on Dearborn County is that they have an active Master Gardeners program.
Oh.
And that group is wanting to do a Master Gardener training. So I believe in the fall we will probably go ahead and have a Master Gardeners class.
Fun.
So I know that there have been a handful of people that have asked about that in Decatur County. So we'll find a way to make that work for both Dearborn and Decatur County. So if you are interested, go ahead and give us a call so we have your contact info. And when that class kicks off, we can get you involved.
I know a lot of people wait for the Master Gardeners class, so that is exciting that we potentially will have one.
Yes, and we'll go ahead and mention it now. Mark your calendars. It'll probably begin that last week of September and run until the first week of December. So it's a 13-week class, one meeting a week, 3 hours for each meeting. So it is a commitment, but it's a really neat program to be a part of, and you learn a lot through it.
You get a lot of knowledge, so
yes,
well worth
absolutely.
it. And you're going into like the fall cold weather, so
exactly,
you need something to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I always get so excited about plants in April, but it seems like you really want to be ahead of the season. So learning about that stuff and being excited about it in the fall and winter is probably more useful.
Very good. Okay, so Master Gardeners coming soon.
Yes. Yep. So go ahead and give us a call at the Decatur County Extension Office, and that phone number is 812-663-8388.
Very good.
Yeah.
Any other new stuff going on in your world?
Oh, goodness. I don't know if there's anything big that I can share, at least.
Okay.
So we might be
that was a good tease.
Yeah, there might be some new things going to Extension, and I know when we have the rest of the office and maybe is that next week or 2 weeks from now?
I think it's 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. More might be shared then. So there might be some new stuff coming to Extension. I just don't know how much I can share.
I see. Well, we'll wait for 2 weeks to find out.
Yes.
You were talking, you were in the elementary school, you did the chicks, they hatched, and that was successful.
Yes, which I need to get some pictures taken and sent. So we hatched 10 out of our 12 eggs.
Nice.
And so 2 of the eggs that didn't hatch, they just weren't fertilized. So that means that our incubation process was really, really good.
I was going to say that is a great outcome.
Yes, I was very excited for it. We hatched 10 Plymouth Rock chicks, and we're trying to do some early feather sexing to determine what they are.
Yeah.
So the females, their feathers grow quicker than the males.
Okay.
So I believe I ended up with 5 roosters and 5 hens.
That's a pretty even split.
Yeah, it's a good even split. I don't know what I'm going to do with 5 roosters.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to eat them.
Probably so. You could get more hens and maybe keep 2 roosters.
Yeah, maybe. Well, and so that was from my clutch that I did with Greensburg, and then a month prior I had hatched some chicks with South Dearborn.
Okay.
So from that, those birds are a little bit older. There's one that's out there crowing, and he definitely looks like a rooster. So there's no mistaking him. But we've got some others that we're still kind of tilting our heads at on. I'm not quite sure if you're a hen or a rooster. I'm really hoping, since I can't tell, that maybe they're just hens.
It does take some time, though. Unfortunately, with chickens, it's...
Yeah, but we have 7 out there already, so we'll have a total of 17 chickens.
Look at that. You're a worm and chicken farmer now.
Yeah, I'm excited. So now I have little snacks from my worm bin that I can feed my chickens. That's what I'll do with all my extra worms.
You are like putting everything, you're homesteading.
I am.
Yeah,
I am.
homesteading.
I'm very excited for it. I just joked. I was at a Master Gardener meeting earlier this week, and they were talking about quilting and gardening and canning, and I just love that. And, I think I really just want to be retired. I'm ready to be
I don't
retired.
Think it would be
and
a bad idea.
Yeah. They do some fun stuff.
So out of curiosity, I heard that crocheting is the project of the office this year.
I'm so glad you said that, because I haven't done anything.
You've not done your project.
I have not done my project.
Do you know how to crochet?
I do know how to crochet.
You do? Okay.
Yep, I've crocheted a couple stuffed animals and blankets.
So you might show them up.
I don't know. They're pretty good learners. They might come through, and I'm always a little bit afraid when it's something I actually know how to do, that somebody else is going to do it way better. And
your office as a whole is just competitive.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. I don't
do you know what you're going to crochet yet?
I have no idea. Do you have any ideas of things I should crochet?
Oh my, no. See, I tried it once. I tried crocheting and it didn't go well.
Yeah.
I made one really long string, but I could not figure out how to turn around and come back.
That is a little bit difficult.
Yes. You might be my teacher one day, though.
Yeah, maybe that's what we do. We'll just forgo the ag talk and we'll just crochet on air.
We may do that. People want to learn. I'm not the only one, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of YouTube resources, so I'm YouTube taught.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I really want to learn how to do this, and it was a good hobby. I think I was in college when I started crocheting.
That's when I did. Yes, that was going to be my goal. Again, I made one strand and that was it.
It's okay. I have a baby blanket that I started for my friend's baby, who is now 4.
Okay.
And the blanket is almost done.
Well, great. When they go to kindergarten, it'll be a great gift.
Well, I'm thinking now it might just be my daughter's baby blanket.
That'd be okay.
Yeah. We'll just pivot.
It's all good.
Yes.
We have had a lot of rain this spring, and so when we're thinking livestock with the rain, a lot of different feed issues, water issues, there's a lot to kind of be looking out for.
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you even get started? I guess first one, if they're in pastures that are really holding that water, get out there, a couple times a week, even once a day, and just be getting a general look at how your animals are moving. Look for any signs of lameness. Try and get a good look at their feet. You might be treating for some foot rot. Hopefully, as we begin to dry up, and a lot of cattle have been moved out to pasture, so they shouldn't. Many of them probably aren't in standing water or very muddy areas anymore. So we'll start to see that foot rot issue kind of back off a little bit. Now we're going to be getting into more parasites. Another really important parasite to be thinking about, especially in the cattle world, is the Asian longhorn tick. So that's a new species of tick that's made its way into Indiana. And I just heard from a Lawrence County producer that nearly every single cow that they ran through their processing chute had at least 2 Asian longhorn ticks on it.
Really?
And so those carry a parasite that there is no treatment for it once they have contracted this parasite, but it causes anemia in the cattle. And last year there was actually a cow that succumbed to anemia from this parasite in Dearborn County.
So when we're looking at our cattle, what are we looking for for these ticks?
So they were finding them under the tail heads of their cattle.
Okay.
So getting into any crevice areas, so underneath that tail head is a place where ticks really like to hang out on cattle. If your cow will let you inspect those crevices, like their armpit areas where the legs meet that body, that might also be an area where ticks would like to hang out.
And do these ticks look like normal ticks, or are they going to look any different from them?
So what's unique about them is that they look like they have long horns.
Okay.
So I don't think they're antennas. I believe that they're legs that stick out, or maybe part of their mouth part, but it looks like they have really, really long horns. The other ticks that I see a lot of are the Lone Star ticks. So those don't carry Lyme disease, but they do carry alpha-gal. So that's that disease. I believe I don't know if it's a bacteria or a virus, but I know that it causes that people call it, I'm going to use air quotes here, that meat allergy.
Yes.
So that sensitivity to the meat protein or animal product protein.
Okay.
Yep. So be on the lookout. If you get bit by a tick, it's always best practice to bag that up and then bring it in to your local care provider, and they can send that off to labs for testing to see if it does carry Lyme disease or any other diseases that we need to be aware of, and then they can get you started on treatment.
Just in case. You never know.
Yep. Lyme disease numbers are growing. I heard that there was a boom in Lyme disease in Switzerland County last year.
Really? I would say I've seen it more frequently here in Decatur as well. So
yeah, so definitely. I know I can't walk through my backyard without getting ticks on me.
Really?
So I'm waiting for my chickens to get a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to unleash them on my backyard.
Let them go.
Yeah.
Take care of those ticks.
Yeah, although the chicken hawks might get them first. I don't know. Yeah.
So many issues to to balance out, right?
I'm just this constant ball of anxiety, if we're being honest.
It just comes with some people.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, you have to worry.
There's a lot of things to worry about in the world of agriculture.
You can't let yourself down. You got to worry about them, right?
Did I transplant my lettuce right? Oh, no. Are my chickens going to get eaten, or are they going to eat the ticks and all that fun stuff?
We just don't know.
Yeah.
Are you doing any sunflowers this year? Have you thought about that?
I personally am not. I know we talked about doing that at the community garden. I don't know if they're going to actually get that done this year or not, but they talked about planting sunflowers in like a half moon or even like a full circle. So that, and putting a bench in there so people could go in there and sit or take pictures. Yep.
Very
just like
cool.
a nice little outdoor sunflower room.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You always have fun stuff going on. I kind of want to live in your world just for a couple of days. I probably wouldn't last longer than that, but
hey, I would love to be in your world, so we should just do a swap. I would love to be on the radio all day long. I can talk forever.
Right, like the job swap. Like I think did that used to be on TV maybe?
Oh,
or something like that.
I know there was wife swap.
So it'd be similar.
Was there job swap?
I don't know.
Too? I could see that being a show.
We're gonna try it. We'll just swap jobs.
Yes.
It's snake season 2. I know you like snakes.
Oh,
I do
love
not.
Snakes. Yep.
Yeah.
So snakes. We don't recommend that you pick them up just because if you're not strong or confident in your IDs.
They're gross. Don't touch them.
Yeah, they can carry some issues. I think listeria is the primary one that we think about with our reptiles. Same with turtles. So if you are handling them, be washing your hands. But with snakes, we do have a few venomous species in Indiana. So people always like to call snakes poisonous, and I always say they're venomous. If you bite it and bad things happen, it's poisonous. If it bites you and bad things happen, then it's venomous.
Okay.
Good way to remember that. But we have 3 in Indiana, in this region of Indiana. So there are cottonmouths, copperheads, and timber rattlers. And then if you're up in the northern part of the county, you can add Massasauga rattlers. I'm saying that wrong. I know I am, but we don't have them down here. So
okay.
I say the northern part of the county. I meant northern part of the state.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think like any of them sound like a good idea.
Yep. So if you see a snake, we don't recommend picking it up or handling it. I always recommend using a garden hose to spray some water at them. They don't like being sprayed with water. They're not going to chase after you. So using that water to deter them,
tell them to move on down the road.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You are most likely going to see eastern gray rat snakes out sunning themselves this time of year. That's what I at least commonly see. You might also see some black racers. Those are pretty common. And maybe some black king snakes.
So if you just really don't like snakes, that would be me.
Yeah.
Like that's my only, I can take about anything. Mm-hmm. That is the only thing I just can't do. Is there anything to keep them away from our homes and our yards if we don't like them?
So we like to think about environment that they like, and then also food sources. So if it's not the right environment or if there's not the right food source, then they're probably not going to want to hang out in that area. So primary food sources for snakes are going to be our little critters and rodents. So storing feed so that you're not feeding the mice. Okay. Maybe putting out some bait or trapping mice and rats as well. Preventing birds from roosting in barn rafters. Things like that will help deter those critters that are a food source for our snakes. And then also cleaning up debris and wood piles. This time of year, gardeners are usually moving like old bags of mulch out of the way or picking up wheelbarrows, and those create nice shaded den areas, so you'll probably find garter snakes in those areas. So just storing things in nice dry places, not leaving debris out in the yard that makes nice hidey holes for snakes are all good recommendations.
Okay, yes. Yeah. I mean, if you welcome them to your home, that's fine, but
Yes. Yeah, usually I think if you see a lot of snakes in an area, I would be more concerned that I have a mouse problem because they're eating something.
They're eating something. Yeah. I knock on wood. I'm going to say this. I'm going to go home and there's going to be one on the back porch. But knock on wood.
Yeah.
My house has not had lots of snakes. So that's good.
Yeah. Well,
that
good.
I've seen.
Yeah.
So,
knock on wood,
good.
though.
Yes.
See, I love snakes. I think that they're awesome. They're one of my favorite animals. I think they're so neat, and I never get to see them. I'm lucky if I see one a year, and I go and try and find them, and I really struggle. And then I feel like the people that don't want to see snakes, they see them everywhere.
Well, if I see one, I'll take a picture and make sure that you get to see it and have it.
Yes.
I was at Brown County last year. Mm-hmm. Was it last summer or the summer before?
Did you see their signs that say "Beware of timber rattler snakes"?
Yes, and and I don't know what it was, and I did not get out to see, but across, because you can drive through,
Yeah.
And it was sunning. Like, I understand it was warm out and it was sunning, but it was almost all the way across, like, the road that goes through.
Probably a black rat or an eastern gray rat snake. Yep. So we used to call those black rat snakes, and they keep changing the names of them. I actually think they might have been changed again to like the common Midland rat snake. I don't know. They're the same thing. The herpetologists just keep changing the name for them.
They need something to do. So new names.
Yes. But those are the ones that usually get pretty long. Black racers will also get long, and then black king snakes too. But those all kind of fall into our category of what we refer to as black snakes.
So be on the lookout. Yeah. And in your garden, right? Sometimes they want to, like, hang out there.
Yeah. So, again, just trying to make sure that we're not creating, like, good habitat space for them. So don't leave watering cans in your garden that they can get under. Especially, like, I would always find garter snakes under water troughs. So if I went to go dump a cattle trough, I would usually find a couple under there. So that's because that gets nice and cool. The water keeps it cool.
I did not think about that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just be trying. Don't make it a nice home for them.
Okay, I can do that. I can make it very unwelcoming.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
If people have questions about snakes, varmints, rodents, things, they can call you.
Yep. So you can reach me at my office number. That is 812-663-8388. That's for here in Decatur County. You can also try and reach me at my Dearborn County office. So I bounce back and forth between the two. So that phone number is 812-926-1189. Or you can send me an email. That's Allen, ALLEN 484 at purdue.edu. And I always like to joke that my maiden name was Allen, and Purdue just told me that I can't change my email. So that's why it's not Gregory. It's still Allen, but that's where that comes from.
I feel like with Purdue, once you have it, it's there for life.
And that's okay. That was my email when I was a student there as well. So it's kind of neat.
They do not make new anythings.
No.
You're attached for life.
Was the old phrase, use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without, and Purdue really,
they take
we
that
abide
to heart.
by that. Yes.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Anything else today?
I don't think so.
Well, that was been fun.
Well, good. I'm glad.
We've discussed all kinds of fun things that somebody out there needed to know.
Yes.
I have no doubt. So
good.
Well, we'll be excited when you come back. We'll hear more as how your garden's going.
Absolutely.
Is there
anything specific you want me to learn you about?
You know what? You just always find something fun.
Okay.
So
fair.
That's right. And we'll be in fair prep by then.
We will.
So get ready.
Yeah,
that'll be June. Ew.
Yeah, I think the next time I'll be on will either be in the middle of Dearborn County's fair or right after it.
I've never been to the Dearborn County Fair, so I'm anxious to hear your review of it.
Yeah, that's actually where I interned at, so it's a lot different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I may have to take a little jaunt down there. I like to visit different county fairs. I feel like.
Well, you let me know, and I'll give you guys the tour.
All right. That sounds good. All right. Thanks so much, Sabrina, for being in today. It's 11:43 on Tree Country 1330.